Hello, you beautiful people. Today I wanted to talk to you guys about my NBA awards predictions for this season. So before we begin, feel free to like and subscribe for NBA and fantasy content. I try to upload 6 times a week, and also leave your guys' picks for who you think are going to win the awards this season in the comments down below. I love reading your guys' comments, and I'm curious to see who you guys think are going to win the awards this year. So with that being said, let's jump right into the video. Also, just quickly want to throw in, these are just my opinions, and you are completely entitled to disagree with them. If you do disagree, like I said, just leave yours in the comments below. No need to get mad about it or anything. These are just for fun, not meant to be taken that seriously, and they're just predictions. So, yeah, let's just get into the video then. So my first predictions for Rookie of the Year, and I think it's going to be LaMelo Ball. Now, the reason I think it's going to be LaMelo Ball is, one, he's just been playing great, and two, I mean, we all know how the media feels about LaMelo Ball. They post every single time he touches the court. So I think there's going to be a lot of bias in the voting. And he is putting up all right numbers. I mean, 11 points, 6 rebounds, 5.9 assists. And I know there's this crap with his coach about, oh, he's turning the ball over so we can't play him. And I think that is pretty stupid, but I feel like that's going to turn itself around and he's going to start getting minutes and they're going to realize like he's the future of their franchise, so he's going to start playing more. And yeah, I think he's just had a really solid rookie campaign. There was this thing that he was leading every single rookie in like every statistical category except blocks for a bit there, so that definitely helps his case as well. And yeah, I think he's my pick for who I think is going to win Rookie of the Year this season. If I had to pick a dark horse candidate, I'd go with Tyrese Halliburton. I think he's probably going to come in second in terms of voting. He's just a really solid all-around player that really helps winning basketball games, and it's a shame he's on the Kings, but hopefully they can figure something out. So next up, we're going to move on to the Sixth Man of the Year. So my prediction for the Sixth Man of the Year award winner is Jordan Clarkson. So Jordan Clarkson's putting up 17 points a game, 4.5 rebounds, and 2 assists. I mean, he's not a very high passing player. He's more on like he's pretty much just like the stereotypical six man that you'd want on your team, honestly. I mean, he comes off the bench, he's a spark plug, he puts the ball in the bucket, he gets a lot of points. And the Utah Jazz have a really good record, which I think is definitely going to help his case for Sixth Man of the Year. And yeah, he's just been great off the bench for them, and I think that's going to continue. So he's my prediction for who I think is going to win Sixth Man of the Year. So next up, we're going to go on to my pick for the most improved player. So I was stuck between two players for my most improved prediction, but I decided to go with Christian Wood, and my runner-up would be Jeremy Grant. So while these players have both made significant jumps in their production, I feel like Wood's going to go home with it just because he's made, I feel like, an even bigger increase. Like, Jeremy Grant was a good player. I mean, we didn't think he was going to be this good, but like he was already an alright player, whereas Christian Wood was relatively unknown last season. He had a good stretch when the Pistons bigs were out and injured, but nobody really knew about him. It wasn't really on anyone's radar, and to jump to the level that he's at right now is just a bit mind-boggling, honestly. And I think he's going to win Most Improved Player just because he's just taken such an incredible leap in his play this season. So, yeah, next we're going to move on to my pick for Coach of the Year. So my pick for Coach of the Year is also sort of based on a narrative, and it's going to be Doc Rivers. So we all know how after the bubble, Paul George was, essentially blaming Doc Rivers for their play and why they lost. So I think this was a big season for Doc, and he's really stepped up and delivered. I mean, he's really someone has finally figured out how to make Joel Embiid and Ben Simmons work on the floor together, and it's really making them look like a good team. I mean, they're winning a lot of games. They're first placed in the East right now. And yeah, I think a lot of credit needs to be given to Doc Rivers for his bounce back after what was a disappointing season last year, proving he really wasn't the problem. And also, he just put together a really good offense and defense here in Philadelphia. So yeah, he's my pick for Coach of the Year. And next up, we're going to move on to my prediction for the Defensive Player of the Year. So my pick for Defensive Player of the Year is the reigning Defensive Player of the Year, and that's Giannis Antetokounmpo. So the Bucks have a top 5 rated defense, and honestly, it's largely in part due to Giannis, as well as their drop coverage system, which he's really good at playing. I mean, it mainly helps Brook Lopez because he's slow as all can be, but he's really improved as a shot blocker as well, but that's kind of off topic. But anyway, so the reason I think Giannis is going to win the award is just because he's such a versatile defender. He always gives 100% effort. I think another pick that you could make would be Anthony Davis, but he has just seemed sort of switched off on a lot of possessions on defense. He's getting beat on a lot of back cuts and everything. And Giannis is just always engaged, has a really high motor, and he's really just an impactful player. And I think that's why he's the Defensive Player of the Year, just because of that constant intensity and that game-altering defense that he can play. So finally, we're going to move on to my MVP selection for this year. And lastly, my prediction for who I think is going to win the MVP award is none other than the man himself, the GOAT James. So the Lakers have the best record in the league, and I mean, it's LeBron, man. Like, he lost last year to Giannis, but I feel like there's going to be some voter fatigue around Giannis now that he's won it 2 years in a row. It's kind of annoying, but that's just kind of how the MVP race is decided. Usually it's just based on narratives and crap like that, and LeBron, he's like 36 now, man, and he's still just killing it. Like, it's just insane. We've never seen longevity like this before, and I feel like it's his time to win the MVP trophy again. I mean, this would just add to his legacy, and I feel like it'd just be a really nice touch on his career, just to win an MVP trophy this late into his career. And Yeah, I think he's going to win the MVP trophy, whether it be based on narrative. I mean, he is a great player as well. I don't want to say it's just he's only going to win because of narrative, but it's definitely helping his case. And he's just been putting up really solid stats. He's averaging 25 points a game, 7.5 assists, 7.5 rebounds. And yeah, I think that's going to conclude the video. Leave who you think's going to win the awards in the comments below. Like I said, this isn't who I think should win. This is just who I think will win based on media narratives and all that. So yeah, I want to thank you guys very much for watching, and I hope you all have a great day.